Hello, my name is Miss Gail. I'm the art teacher at Wickham and Van Allen Elementary Schools here in the Iowa City Community School District. And today we have a really fun and quick sub-plan for you guys to do while your teacher is gone. We're going to be making cityscapes. You could also do a landscape, but we're doing these cityscapes at night. And so we're going to be making our own little stencils that we're going to be tracing with chalk pastel. So the things that we're going to need today are a pencil and a pair of scissors, a half piece of white paper. The color doesn't actually matter, but we're going to be cutting it, so it's nice to see your lines pretty clearly. And the last thing that we're going to need besides our chalk pastels is a black piece of construction paper. When you get started today, you're going to take your piece of half paper to draw your cityscape. Now, some of my friends might want to do landscapes instead of cityscapes, which is totally cool. You could do maybe a mountain scene, a little landscape with a tree, a regular cityscape, or really anything that you're in the mood for today. Anything that you want to see outlined in a nighttime sky. So I'm going to take my pencil here and get going on my design. I'm going to come in a little bit from each side just so I give myself a little leeway to cut my paper with. For my city, I might have a tall skyscraper with a cell phone tower on top, some tall skyscrapers and wide buildings. There might be sculptures or things going on in your cityscape. This might be the bean from Chicago. But you're going to complete your landscape or your cityscape. Once you're done, you're going to use your scissors and we're going to cut out along the lines that we have drawn. Here's one that I've already cut out and used, but it's very similar to the one that we just saw. I've got some skyscrapers, sculptures, big buildings, littler buildings, whatever works for you. Next, we overlap this on top of our black construction paper. This is where our chalk pastels come in. When you are selecting your chalk pastel, it really doesn't matter what color that we use, but I would suggest saving our whites, our grays, and maybe yellows for some of our finishing details rather than the outline of the building. When you choose your color, you're going to hold the stencil down nice and tight as you trace around the entire stencil. Use a nice amount of pressure here while you're pushing down. If we don't push hard enough, we won't have enough chalk to spread around. And if we push too hard, we might get chalk in places we don't want it. So it's kind of a little balancing act here. Pushing enough to have what you need and not too much to go overboard. It's okay if you don't trace directly on. It can be a little bigger. Here's my little cityscape here. Now it's time to do the smearing. When I say smear, what I really mean is we're going to be pushing the chalk up to show how the lights are going into the sky. That won't look like this. We don't want to smear the whole building. That's not the effect we're looking for. What we want to do is smear up. So you're going to push your fingers into your cityscape, into your landscape, and smear the chalk up. This is really going to give us the effect of night. It's going to show us where the direction of the lights are. A lot of times, especially when we use chalk pastels, we have different values of different colors. So don't be afraid to come in with a lighter value of the color that you chose to add some more lights going up. These will add a nice different value. It'll brighten up our lights even more. When you get done with this, you can use your stencil and continue to trace up for our cityscape to go all the way into the sky. You could even swap stencils with a friend and have many different kinds of cityscapes or landscapes in your one sky. A couple really great examples that I've seen done are when kiddos overlap. You could see there were some details added here. Maybe there could have been a little more, but it looks pretty dang good. Another example would be to do only trees. These look great. You can already see all the places the stencils have been. And when you finish those kinds, you could add snow or stars. Depending on where you are, you want to include what you may see. A couple other wonderful examples here are finished scapes with details. You can see the windows and doors were added. Trees were put in. You can do stars and snow in different ways. Make these as creative and interesting as you can. Now this isn't going to take you very long today. The most we have to work on is the cutting and the tracing. So if you get one done really quick, feel free to do another one. Collaborate with your friends and have a lot of fun. Your teacher, if it's me or someone else, will be so excited to look at these next week, so do a great job. Have a wonderful day and be good for your sub. Thank you.